We have a problem. Pokemon vending machines are being exploited, glitched, and camped. And in my community, it's becoming more and more of a problem. And I'm sure it's the same for you. And it is starting to hurt the Pokemon community overall. And so today we're going to be talking about how does the Pokemon community fight back? And ironically, we're going to be opening up a booster bundle of Destined rivals. Yeah, Team Rocket, stay away from the vending machines. This is Socratic Rips, and let's do this. And I'm sure many of you have pulled up to a grocery store. You're like, you know what? Let me check that machine. I feel like I'm going to get something. And when you get up there, it's out of stock. Or sometimes you see Snorlax up there just chilling, laying down, and the machine's in maintenance mode. And recently, a lot of that maintenance mode is because people have been messing with the machine and they've been messing it up. I talked to the Pokemon company, the number on the machine, and they told me straight out, people are trying to glitch the machines and they're ruining it and is setting it into maintenance mode. So I know that's it's just ridiculous, and you're probably asking yourself, well, Socratic Rips, what can I do? But let's start opening this up first. I just find it ironic that we're opening this up. So currently right now here in the U.S., we do have people roaming around state to state, just glitching the machines for Pokemon 151, prismatic booster boxes. And if you see my video about catching Pokemon glitchers, check it out. It's pretty awesome. I didn't record them. I wish I would have, but I was just talking crap to them. Well, in that video, I call them out. Like, I start talking crap to them. I take a picture of their vehicles, and just today, my friend encountered the same people, but he caught them in the beginning. They didn't have a bag of stuff, and so they ran off. He took a picture of their vehicle, and I was like, yep, that's the same people he described. And so we know this is happening. These people are coming from out of state in Illinois. I'm in Wisconsin, and they're not only in my area, which is Madison, Wisconsin, they're also in Milwaukee. There's been reports of these same people all the way up in like the Fond du Lac, Oshkosh area, Green Bay. So they are really spreading it out. And this is ridiculous because they are wiping the machine of key products that you cannot find, really, right? So I can't go to the store and find Pokemon 151. If you can, that's crazy. All right, we got a nice hit right off the bat. We got a nice Crobat EX. I'll definitely take it. But to this point, it's like, man, it's really hurting the community. Like, I have met people, like, especially last week, nothing. They wiped the machines quick. And so you're asking, well, how do we fight back Socratic Rips? First and foremost, the easiest one, I'm not telling you to go out and fight people. Don't go start throwing hands for Pokemon cards. Yes, if you have to defend yourself, feel free to knock somebody out. But at the end of the day, I'm not telling you to fight people. Hear me again. I'm telling you not to fight people. I think one of the ones you could do quickly is take a picture of them. Take a picture of them. Take note of the location, the time, call the number on the machine, and they will ask you straight out, like, okay, do you have a picture, time? And so they can look at their internal camera and actually do like an audit of the system, see what cards we use. And so they can start figuring out, hey, are these people going store to store, stuff like that. I'm assuming they're not using their own credit cards. They would be pretty damn stupid to do that. But you never know. Not all criminals are smart. Just throwing that out there. But that's one of the key ones you can do. Second one is take note of it. Talk to the store manager. They may be able to take a picture of it and keep an eye out for these people that may be coming in. That's a really big one because, Pokemon, stores, they want these machines because it brings people in. Like, I know a lot of people that just go to their stores now just for the Pokemon machine. And so they don't want these machines being hacked because then people are not going to come in. If all the product's gone in a day, yeah, that just kind of hurts their possibility of making money. So that'd be a big one. And I know a lot of managers, they're getting frustrated with it. And yeah, they're calling cops when they notice people are messing with the machines. Yeah, they know people are messing with the machines, and so they're starting to call the cops themselves. Yes, could you call the cops? Of course you can. That's one way to do it, right? And some of these stores may start adding more cameras. They might move the machine. So, for example, there was people camping the machine at one of our stores at a pick and save, and it was literally in the weirdest position, right in front of an exit. There was nobody around that could actually watch it, and they moved it inside the store by the registers because there was too many people that were starting to fight, push people off because they noticed nobody was really watching. And so, yes, store managers can do things about it, and some of them do a frequent check to make sure nothing's going on. So that's one way you can actually start fighting back is start communicating, build connections with store managers. You know, they're pretty cool. A lot of them, especially my area, they seem pretty cool. And so I would highly recommend that. And honestly, if you catch people that are camping it, call in, and they will tell those people to kind of back off out of the machine. Like, hey, bro, you've had your turn. You probably need to take a step back. I've known a couple people who've been told that they couldn't come back for a week because they were there all the time. And yes, some of these Pokemon campers are ridiculous. They will literally sit in people with disability spots. There we go, got another hit. Trying to, watch the machine. That's a nice little Metagross EX. I mean, it's not the card I want, but we all know I'm going for that Mewtwo. Now, the next one is, can you guys, for the love of God, quit buying scalp products on Marketplace? Like, that is part of the problem. You guys are feeding them. And I know it's not every one of y'all that are watching this, but if you're buying a Pokemon 151 booster bundle for $90, $100 on Marketplace, you are part of the problem. These people will stop selling the stuff if you are not buying it. They will lower the price. And I know some people are like, well, that's market. Dude, market is driven up by what you're willing to pay for it. Like, if you are okay paying that, fine. But just recognize in your community, if you are buying these products from people who are scalping them, because these are the same people that are camping it, exploiting, glitching. These are the same people. Seriously, watch. Next time you see a Pokemon vending machine camper, watch their face and look on Marketplace. I am sure you will find them because they are not opening them. And I'm not saying that everybody on Marketplace is a scalper. No, there are people that do sell things. I sold something recently that I didn't need. I didn't need an extra Charizard UPC. I sold it for $135. Literally what I paid for it. So not everybody's bad on it. And I'm not saying it's wrong to make a quick buck. That's okay. But if these people are scalping the machine, they're scalping the products that they camped from the machine or they exploited, you probably should not buy from those people. So be watchful. Like, if you know this person's always at the machine and they're selling the stuff, probably shouldn't buy from them. Even if you want it, go to a local card show. There are people that are more reputable that will give you a better deal on these products instead of paying like $100, man. Like, and plus you could trade things, so don't feed the scalpers. That's a real one. All right, there we go. I actually have a friend who's trying to collect a bunch of these. I don't know why, but he wants like 2 pages full. So I'll definitely take that. We'll put this in a nice sleeve. So, I mean, that sucks, guys. I know you want to buy products, but if we continue to buy products from these people, they're going to have all the incentive in the world. But if we stop, they're not going to have no incentive. There's going to be no demand. And either A, they're gonna freak out and sell their products at a low price, then you probably could buy if you want. But if you keep feeding them, they're gonna keep doing it. By you buying that that Pokemon vending machine campers product, you're essentially telling them, hey bro, it's okay what you're doing. That's totally fine. Next one is spread awareness, man. Like, if you're in a Discord, call it out. Post pictures so people can see. So people can be like, yeah, I'm not going to buy from these people. If you feel comfortable posting it on Facebook, on TikTok, whatever, right? If you feel comfortable, do that. I think that's a big part of it, is that we have to start holding people to higher standards. We have to start calling it out. Like, dude, this is not cool. And with that said, funny story is that recently, I just saw online, I'll post a picture up here, as you can see. People are starting to put campers, glitchers, their faces on the Pokemon vending machines. I think that is hilarious. Sometimes these people need to be shamed and called out. You may disagree with me that there's public shaming is a bad thing, but these jerks are kind of ruining Pokemon. They're ruining the Pokemon community. And so I have no sympathy for them. If somebody puts their face on the machine, as you just saw in the picture I showed, that's hilarious. And these people, yeah, they're allegedly, but if I'm correct from what I read, it's a store that actually decided, hey, we're going to put these people on blast because we caught them on camera doing it. So, yeah. And I know in my community, one of my friends told me that somebody posted somebody on a Pokemon vending machine calling him King Camper because this guy camps the crap out of the Pokemon vending machine. And I haven't got to see the picture. He just told me from a friend. Another friend told him. But if I can get a hold of the picture, I'll show you guys. But apparently it was pretty hilarious, and the guy is furious. And I think that's funny. Like, at the end of the day, like, people, they mess around, they're going to find out. And if you can't be a piece of shit in the community, camping, glitching the machines, being a crazy scalper that's trying to make a ton of money that doesn't really care about the Pokemon community. You can't expect to be accepted within the community if you're going to be a dirtbag. That's just straightforward. I'm not trying to be a jerk about it, but people will get caught out, and if they don't like it, man, do better. Like me, I'm very cognizant of my identity and who I am within the community, and I try to help people out. I actually really love this card. I try to help people out as much as I can. I open cards with students, and it sucks, man. Now, be a good example, guys. Like, part of it is, it's all up to you. And I know there's some people within this community that are like, hey, if I find that glitch, I'm going to do that glitch too because, that's the way I'm going to fight back. I would highly recommend against doing that because at the end of the day, if you're complaining about it and you become the same as those people, what really makes you any better? So, I'm not telling you guys to confront people. That's up to you. I'm not your parent. If you want to call people out, if you want to say, hey, bro, you're being bogus. But just understand, you can get punched in the face. You're not, I don't know who you are, but just be safe. Like me, I call people out. I try to be as respectful with it. Like, hey, dude, that's not cool. Don't do that. But again, I'm like 6'3.5", almost 6'4", 270 pounds, pretty lean, muscular dude. Yeah, I'm pretty intimidating when I'm standing up behind you. And so, but for me, Pokemon is supposed to be a community activity where we have fun, we play the game, we collect, we trade. For me, that's one of the best parts of actually collecting Pokemon is being in the community, right? Talking with people. That's why I love going to restocks. And sometimes it's just to buy a couple packs from Target, and I'm just in a line for like 2 hours. That's because at the end of the day, like, I love talking with people, and I love this community. The community's awesome, right? Last three, nothing special there. But, if you believe that, we have to start fighting back, make sure to like this video, share it out, comment. We gotta, comment down in the comments, protect these machines, right? Because if we don't start fighting back, if we don't start, going through the emotions of calling people out, yeah, what's the point? Why even try? Like, I know for me, there's some Pokemon machines I don't even try in my community anymore because people camp the crap out of them, they glitch them. It's ridiculous. So to recap, what can we do? We can take a picture, call Pokemon, the number on the machine, tell them the time, the picture, so they actually know who they're looking for. Talk to management of the store so they can be on the lookout for those people because they have cameras too, and they can be like, hey, you're not wanted here. They can trespass those people. If you want, you can call the cops. It's up to you, you know, especially if they're going from state to state, hacking machines. I'm pretty sure that breaks federal laws. Just throwing it out there. Stop buying from Pokemon scalpers. Especially if you know that they are, you know, camping these machines or glitching, quit buying from them. Quit feeding them. That's a really big one. Spread awareness in your community. Share pictures. Start talking to each other. You know, within a group, there's a group I'm part of. I'm like, if I get to a machine and, you know, I know if it's heavily camped or glitched at times, I tell people in that group, like, hey, this is here. You want me to scoop it up for you? You know, we do that for each other. Because at the end of the day, a lot of us in that group, we rip. We open cards. Some of us have social media, right? Some of us resell here and there on the side. But just be honest, guys. Like, we have to spread awareness about this issue. And, you know, be a good example. And lastly, again, I'm not telling you to confront people. I'm not telling you to fight people. You know, at the end of the day, this is our community, and we have to start calling out bad behaviors. We got to start holding people accountable. And if we don't hold people accountable, we're essentially just telling them, hey, it's cool what you're doing. But with that said, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, share out the video. I would greatly appreciate it. And I'm over 600 subscribers on YouTube and over 1,000 on TikTok. I appreciate everyone who's supporting me. But make sure to be safe, smart, and I'll see you in the next pack opening. This is Socratic Rips, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.